Napa Valley, California. Known for having over 400 wineries, it rose to fame in the 1970s in what's known as the Judgment of Paris. This is when two wines from Napa dominated the world-renowned French wines in a blind taste test. We ended up at Senza, which was a hotel located on a beautiful vineyard. As soon as we checked in, we explored the grounds.
One thing about Napa, there's wine and cheese everywhere. The sunlight was perfect, so you know I got a quick photo shoot in.
Our first stop in Napa Valley was the wine train.
Look at me, sir. Patrick, turn around. Patrick. Oi, what's what it is? We don't know what he's doing there, but he looks focused. Say hello, hello. Patrick, turn your mother around. Hey, there he is.
This was a food and wine tasting tour of multiple well-known vineyards. What an appropriate way to see Napa. The food they served was delicious and the train felt so cozy. The wine helped too.
We have to put our pins on.
We stopped at the famous Napa Valley sign and had our first tasting. People used to be able to get near the sign, but of course someone did too much and ruined that opportunity for everyone. We still got our pictures though.
Oh, that's just a measuring glass. I thought y'all ran out.
No, we don't ever run out.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey friends.
Hey, do your little dance. Dance, Patrick. Dance.
After our second course, we hopped off at our next stop. This was the Krug Winery, which was a gorgeous estate.
drunk yet because we got one more stop.
We still going.
The wine was delicious. We felt so cultured.
She said it's buttery. Yeah, I don't know if they do that with this type, but I've never seen somebody do that with white wine. It's crazy. It tastes like every white wine I've ever had.
No way. It sure does not. This is my first time ever wine tasting. So is there a proper way to drink it, to hold it?
Yeah, so you're holding it correctly. If you
Okay.
touch the actual glass, it can warm up the wine.
I
Don't
do
do
that.
that too much.
He does this. He's this one.
Yeah, I'm not cultured. Smell one, smell two. Get the notes, see the legs, see the tears.
I see it. Let it roll down your throat. Throat it. Ew! I hate it.
It's terrible.
Welcome to Charles Krug. Thank you for visiting us. Thank you for being on the wine train today.
Yes, everything was so good. Nothing was too dry. I just have a new appreciation for wine, so thank you so much.
Our final stop on the tour was the Sattui Winery. This place won all sorts of awards, so we knew it had to be good.
Hey there. Hey there, mister.
I set up for each one of you 3 glasses of wine, and on top of the glasses is a little menu that lists 4 wines. Enjoy your wine. It belongs to you. It's yours. There's nothing to wait for at this point.
I never thought I would say this, but the whites are winning. It's good.
Now, this particular Chardonnay gets divided up into 4 different lots. When we are fermenting, it's going to go, if you know what kind of turkey. I was Backing around on a hard surface, the wax cracks like this, okay?
Oh my God. This is so
It
good.
tastes like a melted down gingerbread man. It tastes like a liquid chimney.
No, it doesn't. Oh, it's so good.
After the delicious tasting, we all went into the gift shop to buy cheese. We were really excited to buy some of these cheeses. This is real adulting right here.
I've never seen so much cheese in my life. By this time, everyone was feeling real good, but unfortunately, the wine train experience was coming to an end. We said goodbye to the amazing staff and the new friends we made along the way.
The next day, we woke up before the booty crack of dawn and headed out.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
We were starting off the day strong. Hot air balloons through the Sonoma Valley at sunrise.
Today, guys, the winds were fantastic. Got a little bit of mountain clouds over here, so we're going to fly off to the south, which is super pretty today. So about after an hour of flying, we'll be looking for a nice big field to land. That would make me nervous. I'm kidding.
After a brief safety meeting, we headed over and saw the giant burst of fire. We were kind of nervous. I hope that wasn't a tear. That's ours. Thank God that's not. We took off and headed for the skies. I was scared, but that view was incredible. I've always wanted to ride a hot air balloon in a unique place.
The sunrise was breathtaking. Definitely a great bucket list activity. Although hot air balloons are safe for the most part, we did an emergency landing in a nearby field because of wind conditions. It wasn't as crazy as it sounds. It was actually kind of cool.
Sorry guys, everybody late to work. He mad and he mad. Everybody mad, but us. We're happy. This is fun. All right. It's brisk.
After we got back to base camp, our friendly guides gave us a toast and some souvenirs, and we headed out.
That's the Sonoma Valley mating call. So folks, the first balloon flight was in 1783. Two brothers, the Montgolfier brothers, they owned a paper company. They built the first balloon out of paper.
We could all raise our glasses. The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with his warm hand. You've flown so high and so well that God joined you in laughter and set you gently back in the loving arms of Mother Earth. Cheers, everybody. You're now aeronauts. Put that on the next professional resume. It'll make your job interview much more exciting.
Hey.
We were hungry, and we got suggestions on great restaurants in Sonoma. But we decided to check out a nearby winery called Gloria Ferrer. It was still really early, so it wasn't fully open.
We drove over to Sonoma Square, a lively area filled with shops, a park, and City Hall.
This was also the home of the Sausage Emporium, a wild-sounding restaurant that got amazing reviews from locals. Our amazing waiter hooked us up with some delicious biscuits and gravy. Then we got the main course, a sausage flight.
This was a variety of different sausages, including bratwurst, chicken, and duck, all with different sauces to pair with them.
The sausage flight was unique and pretty delicious. I don't know if this has ever been said on a travel show before, but pause.
Next on the itinerary, we drove over to Castello di Amorosa, an authentically styled 14th century Tuscan castle winery.
Owned by the great-grandson of V. Sattui, who traveled Europe and developed a love for medieval architecture, so much that he built a castle. That's what super rich people be doing. This was a legit castle too, with everything from a moat and drawbridge, a courtyard, even torture chambers. Had to make it authentic, I suppose. We secretly left the group and explored the castle. I'm pretty sure we were in areas we were not supposed to be. It was awesome. So, we just went into a, I guess you could say, off-limit part of the bowels of the castle. Now, we don't know where we are. We don't know where we came up at.
I ain't going back there.
Things you pull to break the limbs off or pull the limbs off?
Prepare the arrows! Fire! Fire!
Do not sit or climb on the walls.
My wife call it a dangerous champagne because you can start with a glass, you can drink the whole bottle. That's why it's dangerous.
The spumante.
It's actually really refreshing.
This wine tasting felt surreal. We felt like knights before battle.
Chardonnay Reserve. I might be wrong, but it's kind of honey-ish. Like it has like a little honey in it. Lunchable.
All I need is a cracker. It's very light.
Cabernet Merlot Sangiovese. And we call it the Queen of the Castle.
Queen of the Castle.
Cheers. 93 points on the last competition.
Nice cleansed palate. What you about to sip on?
93 points. Whatever that means. It's good. Tastes like wine.
Tastes like wine. Okay. Let's see it. Pair it with the cheese. Let me hear.
Now we're talking.
Okay, good.
It's like, I almost feel like wine, you're supposed to drink it to eat cheese. Now it feels like it's like 50%. Pinot time.
This is the Pinot Noir. 93 points.
Man, drink it. Curtains.
100% Cabernet Sauvignon. This is really good.
It's good.
Wow.
Very sweet.
This is a simpatica. Oh, this is the best one so far. Of course. Walking around a castle was too much fun. I had to FaceTime my mom and show her. Hey, how are you? I just called because we are at a castle. Yeah, it's really cool. And it's a winery. And I got you the real spumante, okay? That's for me? Yes, that's for you. Yeah, I tasted it and you about to be more bougie. More bougie, more bougie, more bougie.
You look super cute.
Thank you.
Okay, I love you.
I love you too. Okay.
Wow.
Look.
Spumante del Castillo.
Look where we are.
You are there right now.
We're here right now. It's a castle.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Tell Steph.
Hey girl.
Hey girl.
Oh my God, it looks like y'all are in the fairy tale.
On our way out, we saw animals just chilling on the castle grounds. We even met the most photographed goat in the world. I wonder how they proved that.
Later that night, we went to downtown Napa to see what the nightlife was like.
We ended up at Downtown Joe's, a brewery that was open late. The patrons were turned up. We ordered some brisket sliders, some spicy shrimp and avocado lettuce wraps, and some barbecue ribs. The food was excellent. Good stuff, Joe.
The next day, we had a surprise on the itinerary that was in downtown Napa. We walked down to the riverfront and there they were, kayaks. We were about to randomly kayak in the Napa River, which I didn't even know existed.
The water looked historic. Very murky situations.
Hey, we on the corner. Yeah, how you feeling like that?
We had to catch up to our group because, as always, we were late. Our guide was cool. He told us all about the haunted Napa River Inn, where the lady in white walks the grounds looking for her dead husband. How cute.
How many laps do you want to do?
How many laps are they taking?
Probably however many we want.
I probably see everything the first round.
I know that's right.
Absorb all the magic in the first round.
Hi, it's Lily with Enjoy Napa Valley. Really hope you guys had a great experience on your history tour.
I'm Justin. JP is what everybody really calls me. We just had a good time out here.
I was actually very surprised.
All right, Justin, you're the owner of this, right?
Yeah.
This is the big man in charge. Thank you so much for having us. We had such a great time. This is the first time I think both of us have kayaked, yeah?
I've never had a woman flip a kayak into the water. It's always been. We're the reason there's ocean.
We walked over to the Waterfront Grill, which was a high-rated restaurant on the riverfront.
Is that like a croissant breadstick?
We ordered some crab enchiladas and some coconut fried Mexican white prawns. I knew right away this was a qualifier for my top Napa meal. It was bussin'.
We drove over to our next hotel destination, the Napa Valley Lodge, a boutique hotel in the heart of Napa Valley wine country that had amazing reviews.
All right, so here is where we are right now. We have to drive pretty much all the way to the back to the Founder's Block.
The friendly staff greeted us with wine and a cheese plate. Now that's hospitality.
The cemetery across the street, you know Steph was freaking out.
Alright, this is our view. We got the fountain, we got the stone, and then we got the dead bodies and the spirits. Let's go.
Why would they do this?
Fit check. Green's out. Green. You see it? Green for the money, gang.
The hotel offered complimentary vintage bikes, so you can ride around and see the vineyards in the most Napa way possible.
No.
Kids Park, cemetery. All right, Steph, you know what it is. We not doing this? Closed from sunset to sunrise.
I'm riding the bike. You already went up there? Look at his bike. It's so cute. Mine is just regular. Headed to the spot. That good rub down. You know what I'm saying?
About to act like a dead body.
Hello. That night, we opted into some relaxing massages on the property. It was definitely much needed. The next morning, we enjoyed some pastries and mimosas with a view of the vineyards. The surroundings were quite elegant.
All right, I didn't know at the time why I got this. It all makes sense now. I got that thing on me. After breakfast, we decided to take the bikes for a ride around the charming town of Yountville. Miles and miles of beautiful landscapes. The scenery was exactly what you hoped Napa Valley would be. Fresh wine from a vineyard.
The final location on the itinerary was Stagg's Leap Manor. Voted best in Napa County for outdoor wine tasting, we were there for a quick tour and a porch tasting.
Being one of California's oldest wine estates made it rich with history. This place produced the wine that helped make Napa famous.
White wine.
This was some top-tier grape juice.
This looks like a cheesecake.
You supposed to eat that backside?
I do. Is that the one with the black back?
There was no black back on any of mine.
Wait, that ain't normal?
We tasted quite a few wines, and they were all fantastic. But the red blend, that was our favorite.
Do not yield to misfortune. It's very dark because it's Petit Syrah, which is small grapes, and they have thick skins, and the color of wine comes from the skins, of course.
Very different from the wine we get back home. You know we had to buy some to take back to our moms.
We decided to walk off the food and wine in the gardens that surrounded the estate. They were even more beautiful up close.
We had a flight to catch, and our airport was pretty far away, so we said goodbye and got back on the road. We stopped in a field of solar panels, and Steph got a quick drone flight lesson.
Napa Valley was incredibly good to us, and we missed all that wine and cheese almost immediately. Until next time, keep your bags packed.
Hey, all right. And that was our adventures in Napa Valley. That was a very grown trip. See, we got the wine. This is like 7-Eleven wine, though. This ain't Napa wine.
It's definitely is not Napa wine. That wine is all gone.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really, really cool trip.
It's the most wine I've drank in my entire life.
Me too.
Everything we did, we pulled up to a hotel, they had wine. We were in the train, they had wine. The only place that didn't was like the hot air balloon.
Right.
But then they gave us some afterwards.
We had some afterwards. They gave us champagne after the hot air balloon. It's Wine Valley, I guess.
Napa was always that thing that that I heard my parents talking about. So I never really like planned to go there. But yeah, my mom suggested we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
And you
so
know,
dope.
we went to Vegas and we met some people that actually worked in Napa Valley, and they was like, you should come out there. You should come out there. And I was like, you know, we should. I've never been. You've never been.
Yeah.
And then your parents bringing it up. My parents saying they needed to go.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like.
We had to even FaceTime them from there just to be like, check it out. Check
Let
out
me
the
put
wine.
this in your face.
I brought back my mom some of the stag from that vineyard, and she said that was her favorite forever. So for me to like bring it back from the source was very, very dope.
Very
cool. They
cool.
love wine. But they used to kind of like do like vineyard trips and stuff like that. So it was very cool. Aside from like staff at some of the places we were like the youngest people there. We do very like retirement.
We do old
type of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Senior activities.
It was very, very cool. This had all types of like unique activities there. I thought we were just going to be doing tours of vineyards and stuff, but
no, as you guys saw, we were out there.
We was out.
From wine trains to hot air balloons.
Makeshift castles. That was so crazy. That was like a fake castle. Like a dude was just obsessed with castles and he was rich and he just built a castle. And I guess they had people from Europe who studied castles go and like look through it and they were like, this is official. Like he really did it like how castles are.
I felt like I was in a for real castle. So we did our exploring.
It's definitely a good warm up too. 'Cause I at some point want to go to Europe and go in those really old castles that were like hundreds of years old.
Definitely gonna bring that to We Trippin'. Was that a wink?
That was It was a weird wink. Yeah.
I think that would definitely be a part of We Trippin'.
Yeah. I would just stop winking. Aside from all of the cheese platters, everywhere we went gave us cheese and exotic meats. What was your favorite food in Napa Valley?
Man, okay, so after we went on the hot air balloon, we went to a place called the Sausage Emporium, as you guys saw.
Wild name.
Yeah, the Glizzy Emporium.
Wild name. Great food, though.
It was so good, and we got a sausage flight. So you guys saw
Never heard of that until then.
You know, right? So I've been recently introduced to flights now.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, okay, they almost have a flight for everything. Pizza is something I'm gonna dive into next.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Online.
Sausage Emporium was a really cool, chill vibe. I was definitely starving. And so my eyes got kind of big when I saw Sausage Flight.
That was interesting.
Yeah. So they brought out a platter of different sausages from duck to chicken to Italian sausages. It was just an array of glizzy meat.
Glizzy meat and cool little like dipping sauces. Like they had the cranberry one,
different
the horseradish.
Cranberry mustard. But all in all, I did have a favorite one. Stood out for me, and it was the sweet Italian with hot honey mustard.
Yep.
And when I tell you that was so good.
That was the glizzy that did it, huh?
The glizzy that
you took 5 at once.
Damn. You know, but that was so good. And my least favorite was the duck. I think that was my first time trying duck too. We also had some biscuits and gravy. It was like a pork sausage gravy with a fried egg. Oh my God. It was so good. And even the drinks.
Yeah.
The mimosas were really good. It was just a fantastic.
I didn't think we were going to have such a good time at the Sausage Emporium.
Oh, we knew you was going to have a good time around all them sausages.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. That was dope. And the waiter was cool. He kind of like talked like a spy. He had a cool voice.
Right.
So him explaining everything was dope. And
it was like people wanted to work there. They wanted to tell you, you know, this is what you do. This is how you eat it.
Come on down to the Sausage Emporium. Like an infomercial.
For sure.
That was a good time. I would say my favorite meal happened right after we went kayaking. We went kayaking through the Napa River, which was an experience within itself.
Oh, yeah.
But then we went to the waterfront seafood grill.
Yeah.
And man, we was eating. Right there with the water as a view. So that was a vibe. You know, they gave us the tropical drinks.
It was really, really good.
And then you had the crab enchilada. Very interesting meal choice.
I always like to throw some type of seafood in anything.
Seafood and enchiladas is a very
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. That was good. But my meal though.
Okay, go ahead and dust your shoulders off.
The coconut. It's a mouthful. I had the coconut fried Mexican white prawns. I know a lot of people don't like coconut, but like coconut breading to me has always been a win, especially on shrimp or prawns. It had that like sweet chili sauce.
Man, as soon as you tasted it, you was like, this is it.
This is the one. The trip ain't over, but I'm going to be talking about this on the wrap up. That was phenomenal.
So good.
I hope it didn't come out the Napa River though, or any water that looked like that.
Oh man.
But either way.
Definitely, it was Napa Swamp.
That was extra seasoning.
Yeah. Extra salty.
seasoning.
MSG all up in there.
All up in there. That was really, really good.
But there was no trash. So that was good.
It was fun. It was definitely fun.
It was a surprise for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a shocker. Because I usually don't like water or water sports, but I'm good for a kayak if there's no like sharks, even whales. I don't do whales.
Yeah, well, most people do whale watching, but don't want to get too
on a
close
big boat.
to them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of all these activities, what was your favorite activity in Napa Valley? We did a lot. There was hot air balloons. We did the kayaking. You know what I'm saying? We visited castles.
Oh, but the one for me was the Napa Valley Wine Train.
That was elegant.
Oh my God, it was so beautiful. The food was really good. We had breakfast. We even had lunch, maybe even dinner. It was like a day.
The dinner was kind of like, it was kind of like a wind down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I like what you did there. We started with some food, and then our host, he had jokes.
The staff was incredible.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our staff was amazing. The people there, it was almost like we built new friendships. You know, you kind of start out, everyone's separate at their own little tables, booths, and then by the end of it, y'all are all talking to each other, hanging out.
It was a dance party at the end.
At the end, everybody was drunk.
Lit. We was in the caboose, all dancing.
Yeah,
it was fun.
So it was a really good time. And then we stopped at a couple of vineyards. I never been to any type of like wine tastings or anything like that.
Sure.
So this was a completely new experience for me.
For this to be your first wine tasting is pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
It was like top tier wines.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was just seeing all of the facilities, all of the castles, seeing everywhere that we ended up stopping. It was just an eye-opening experience. I thought I was going to see somebody in a big bucket like smashing grapes.
Yeah, I don't
with
think
their
they do
feet.
that anymore. Very unsanitary.
I just remember seeing that on the news years ago.
Oh, she fell out?
Yeah, yeah. But all in all, it was a really, really good time. You just get so much information. Like the tour basically tells you
Napa has
everything
a lot
about
of
Napa.
history too, and they supply a lot of cities with wine.
It kind of set the tone for what there is to do in Napa for the rest of the trip.
Right.
You know,
and there definitely was a lot to do. You know, I was torn on what my favorite activity was because I felt like a little kid walking around that castle.
Yeah.
You know, growing up loving castles and knights and stuff like that. I was just like, man, this is the closest thing I've gotten since like, you know, mini golf, the Magic Castle, you know, like all those like fake castles and stuff. I'm just like, wow, this is dope. For me, the coolest thing was the bike rides.
Oh,
the bike rides were so dope.
They were so fun.
Being able to stay at Napa Valley Lodge and having the bikes as just like a feature, you know, they give them to you completely free with your stay. Yeah. And they have like little baskets in the back for wine, or what we assumed was wine. And it was just dope. We got to bike around the property, biking through vineyards. There was a cemetery across the street randomly, you know, so we had to hit that up. You know how Steph feels about cemeteries. But then it was just cool. Like they gave you like a map with all of these like trails and ways you can go. And we just got to go all the way out. We were droning and we were seeing like all these hills and vineyards. There was animals. It was such a good time.
It was a really, really good time.
Rivers.
We had so much fun. It wasn't too hot out there.
No.
You know, so the weather was really nice.
Sure.
It was perfect for taking a bike ride. And I'll tell you this, I haven't rode a bike in so long. So it was really cool to kind of get back on and get some nostalgia. But one thing y'all did see, because I can't just skate by this. Yes, you saw me on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yes, it is his fault.
I almost hit her with the drone. It was accident. So this was like one of our earlier, drone trips.
Testing moments.
Usually, like, I think the first time I used the drone was Fairbanks, where it was just nothingness, so I couldn't crash in anything. This, I was trying to get, like, do shots following her and doing all this stuff, and one got a little too close.
It got close.
She fell.
I fell, but it was all
hilarious.
in fun. It was fun.
Hilarious.
I didn't hurt myself. I was okay. He knew I was okay, but
so aside from me almost hitting you with the drone, my bad. What was your skin tuition like out there?
It was just fine.
I feel like a lot of people would maybe think of Napa Valley and think it's just like old and white, racist, maybe.
Yep. No.
But it was super dope.
Yeah, I didn't experience any of that. I didn't feel any of that. Everybody was super sweet. All the workers, all the people we met, they kind of like gravitated towards us, which does happen pretty much anywhere we go.
Sure.
Like people just naturally gravitate towards us, want to have conversations with us. I think for the places that we go to, we kind of stand out. So,
and there was black people out there. Like we met a lot of like black people who were visiting, black people who worked out there. It just wasn't as uppity as I thought it was going to be. It was very cool.
But it was very classy.
Chill. Yeah, and everybody was like very warm, and even on the tours, like they were just happy to give you the information, happy to, teach you things, because that's the other thing is like wine tasting is like, damn, do you have to know a lot about wine? Do you have to like be knowledgeable on this stuff? And they're like, no, you can come in with zero knowledge and they'll help you out.
Right. I think they prefer you to have zero knowledge so that they can like teach you. And I think one thing I forgot to say about the wine train is it kind of set the tone for me knowing how to drink wine.
Yeah,
because there's a specific way that you
I was
need
always
to drink
holding
wine.
it like this.
Right.
But now it's like, okay, stem. You don't want to warm the wine up with your hands. So they teach you how to see legs. This is cheap wine, so there ain't no legs, but all that. Okay, so skin tuition was top tier. It's great. What about travel hacks? What did you learn? And what would you tell people who were going to Napa for the first time?
So since this was my first time, I didn't know too much about it, but I did some research on it. And I found out that you should not wear perfumes or colognes when you go wine tasting.
Okay.
Because part of wine tasting is to sniff the wine. So if your cologne or your perfume is radiating, it could interfere with either you or someone else's experience with trying to smell the wines and get the full experience from what you're supposed to smell and taste, because your smell is directly connected to your taste buds.
Right.
So
yeah.
So if you ever go wine tasting, just be cognizant that you should not wear perfumes. Maybe you could do a body splash. Those don't really radiate like that unless somebody's like right on your neck. But as far as that, I would say just let your natural pheromones do their job.
Okay. It's a really, really good one. My travel hack would definitely be, attached to your hotel. So, a lot of the time when we go on We Trippin', what we book is very impromptu. But a lot of these places are booked up. Obviously, it's not really a travel hack to say book ahead. But I would say my travel hack is, do some research about your hotel and make sure to book one that maybe has a vineyard attached to it or has a way of exploring like we did with the bikes. You might not get into all of the vineyards that you hope to. And then, both of our hotels, because we switched hotels, both of them had a vineyard attached.
Right.
So, before we even did a tour, we were already walking around, seeing, what it was like. Because walking in between the vines and everything, how there's rows, walking in between those is just a really cool experience.
It is.
And then obviously the Napa Valley Lodge had the bikes, so we can go to the vineyards that were attached. We can bike to nearby vineyards. So it kind of just gives you the freedom to do it whenever you want, and you don't have to like rely so heavily on booking the wine tours. All right, well, I hope we convinced you to look into Napa Valley. I had a great time. We was just drinking wine the whole time, chilling.
If I had to do that trip all over again, I would do it exactly the same.
Absolutely. More biking though.
Yeah.
Definitely more biking.
For sure.
All right, well, we hope you keep your bags packed. I have been Patrick Cloud.
And I'm Persephone.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.